All right. How are you?
We're going to need an extra chair.
Oh, we need one more chair? Absolutely. Oh, you should have taken a Oh, thank you. So, we were told last minute he wasn't going to make it. So did he? Oh, okay. Okay, great. Okay.
Over there.
Yep, you gotta check it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's you, and then chief, and then three commissioners, and so on. There's a list of them. The town. Do you want me to hand it to you? I'm waiting for Commissioner Gray to walk in.
You know what, Autumn, if he's not there.
Yeah, it looks like it. So yeah, go ahead and.
Yep, nope.
All right, everybody, good afternoon. We're here to talk about our Junior Reserve Law Enforcement program. We're going to kick it off and do some uniform unveiling today. Our students look terrific in their new uniforms, and I want to pass it along to Mayor Buddy Dyer.
Okay, thank you and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. You guys do look fantastic in those new uniforms. They look like they're brand new. They are. I want to thank our city commissioners for joining us today. Commissioner Ortiz, Commissioner Stewart, Commissioner Hill, maybe Commissioner Gray might be on his way. We left an open chair for him if he does in fact join us. You know, today's a pretty significant day. We're helping our young residents make productive contributions to their own futures and to our communities. And I'm very excited to join Chief Rolón and the OPD as we participate in one of our newest programs in the ongoing youth engagement strategy that OPD has. So the Junior Reserve Law Enforcement program at Lake Nona and Jones High Schools is similar to Junior ROTC. And I just had the privilege to speak with some of the students from both of the high schools, and they are really excited about this program. And I think to a person, they each indicated that they now had a great interest in some form of career potentially in law enforcement or the judicial system. And that's what this program is for. What it's all about is to give you opportunities to understand what could be ahead for your future in your career. And it also helps the OPD to train up some new folks that might enter the ranks of the Orlando Police Department someday and have an entire career right here in the city of Orlando. So it also helps in building that relationship between OPD and our communities. So we want to use this program to help ensure that every resident in Orlando feels equally valued and equally protected. So I want to thank Chief Rolón and the entire OPD for making this program a priority. Also want to thank Orange County Public Schools, the Orlando Regional Realtor Foundation, who provided some of the money for these beautiful uniforms that you have, and of course the Valencia College School of Public Safety. These community partnerships are what makes programs like this happen. So thank you, everybody, and with that I'll call on Chief Rolón. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer.
I want to start first and most important by thanking the mayor, the city commissioners who continue to support the Orlando Police Department in its efforts to address the needs of our community. And this is one of those examples that without their support, we could have not made this possible. Right now, 300 students are enrolled in our inaugural classes of the Junior Reserve Law Enforcement Program at Lake Nona and Jones High Schools. And I am happy to see more of them in person today who are in their new uniforms. They just came in today. They have been eagerly waiting for these uniforms to arrive, and they're so happy. So to our students, I hope you're enjoying the program, and we've heard that, the mayor heard that from you, that you're truly enjoying the program, and that you're getting the inside look at the opportunities that you can have if you were to work in the law enforcement field. Whether that's working as a patrol officer, crime scene investigator, in our labs, as a crime analyst, in our cutting edge crime center, which hopefully you will get to see here soon. So your youth outreach coordinator, Corporal Hyatt, your instructors and your high school principals are all dedicated to helping you explore this noble profession and identify which areas of interest fit you best, while preparing you for responsible leadership roles and educating you in your rights, responsibilities, and privileges as an American. All of this would not be possible without our community stakeholders. I want to thank Lake Nona Principal Martha Shang and Jones Principal Allison Kirby, as well as OCPS Chief of High Schools Dr. Harold Border, for their support and commitment to making this happen. And our representatives from the Orlando Regional Realtors Foundation, who, and undoubtedly, without him planting that seed, it was way back, we had a community event where we invited members of our community to see our simulator and our training facility. And he said, hey, how come you guys don't have an ROTC program? And during that conversation, we discussed what Commissioner Ortiz had done in the past. You know, he had worked with Valencia, and they had put together a program to try to encourage people to maybe seek a career in law enforcement through private security as one of those components. But the thought of an ROTC program specific for law enforcement, similar to an ROTC program, to be honest with you, the thought had not crossed our mind. So it was because of Mr. Long that we continue to have these conversations, and that's why we're here today. Valencia College School of Public Safety, your collaboration in this project also helped make it a reality for our students in our community. It is my hope that this unique educational opportunity will not only inspire our youth to join this noble profession, but that it will also strengthen the trust between law enforcement and our community. With that said, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Ortiz.
Oh my God, how proud it makes me to stand before you guys and see you guys in uniform. You know, no city, no state, no nation will ever prosper without peace and tranquility. And that's what law enforcement brings to us. So the reason why the Central Florida region, as I many times call it, the epicenter of the world, is the way it is because our Orlando Police Department, in combination with other departments around the area, help us maintain our region in such a state where people want to invest, people want to come over and visit. They know that they can do what they want to do here and be secure. So seeing you guys wanting to be part of that great force, which is the Orlando Police Department, makes us really proud. 5 to 6 years ago, Chief and Dr. Goltz, who's here today, and other members of our community, helped us create the Central Florida Public Service College and Career Readiness Program. Huge title, right? Well, when I see this Junior Reserve, I'm so excited because what we have done with the other program is we're putting some funding over there to help you guys, in addition to what you guys are getting through the realtors, I believe. That's my, so now you guys are getting more of a secure place or a secure future in terms of if you want to continue that career. We're trying to make sure that the funding is there for you guys. If you need it, it's going to be there for you guys. And we are going to continue to work with the rest of the community to try to bring more people to secure that future for you guys. Thank you so much for dedicating yourself, for aiming at this particular field, which is so important. You don't see the value now, but as you get older, as you evolve, as you grow, you'll see how much is needed, because our society needs those champions, those knights those ladies that are gonna come out there and they're gonna fight for the rest of the community. And seeing you guys as young as you are and wanting to do this already, that's a blessing. It's a ministry. So thank you so much. We're really looking forward to see you guys grow, move forward, and succeed in this particular field. God bless you, and I guess I'll introduce Commissioner Robert Stewart. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. We said a lot with other, mentioned a lot of other groups, but I want to just share two things I think are important. Programs like this don't happen without inspiration. And the inspiration, I think, starts with our own Commissioner, Tony Ortiz, who knew that we needed to figure a way to engage our community and to want to become law enforcement. And I appreciate that. And then second, Cliff, let me say thank you to you. It's your inspiration that got us to where we are today. And no inspiration is significant without perspiration. And so thank you for also putting that effort in to make sure that this happens. Law enforcement is a noble profession. And Commissioner Ortiz, as an experienced law enforcement officer, is correct. Tranquility and peace come because of law enforcement. And there are, as you've already found out, there are hundreds of opportunities where you can be engaged in law enforcement, even at the Orlando Police Department. And we are so thrilled for each of you, and thank you for it. Now, we've got a mixture, so we got some freshmen and we got up to seniors, is that right?
No seniors.
No seniors yet. Well, they'll come along. But we appreciate you guys staying involved, staying engaged. I know the value of the ROTC programs that I've seen. And I can only imagine how wonderful this is going to be for the city 3, 4, 5 years down the road as we begin to start seeing wonderful candidates like you looking for positions here. So thank you very much, I appreciate it. And now I'll turn it over to Commissioner Regina Hill.
Well, good afternoon. As the mayor stated, you all look so amazing in those new uniforms. We're so proud of each and every one of you all for, choosing this very important program of creating what the city looked like, Mayor. And what I think is so great is what Orlando Police Department represent, and that is diversity. And to have these youth from all different areas, from I would say the most northern core of the city, and then here the most western core. And I'm a Joneside Tiger, so I'm really proud. And as I was speaking with Mr. Goltz, was about technical programs that was in high school when I grew up, that was creating the next workforce. And that's something that we lack, I believe. And this is, I think, one of the beginnings of what we call workforce development in high school. And so I just want to congratulate each and every one of you. What's so beautiful about the program that you are in is similar to the medical program, that there's so many different opportunities. Everybody isn't going to be a surgeon. Everyone isn't going to be a nurse, but you got respiratory therapists, you got lab technicians. And I say that because I'm from the medical field. But in our law enforcement, everyone isn't going to be a detective. Everyone isn't going to be a sergeant, but there's so many other auxiliary departments that lies here at OPD. And each and every one of those employees are important to making sure that our city is safe, that we have a quality city. And you all are going to be the future of our city when it comes to safe neighborhoods, when it comes to law enforcement. So I congratulate each and every one of you all for answering the call of duty, of service. And just congratulations, and we're all proud of you. And with that, I'll bring up Mr. Jeffrey Goltz.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm Jeff Goltz. I'm the Executive Dean of the School of Public Safety at Valencia, and this is the gold standard. This is absolutely the gold standard for law enforcement, the future, the new generation of law enforcement. This program is a career pathway program at Valencia. So I'm going to quiz you students. This is a pop quiz. How many credits will you get going through this program? Potentially if you started as a freshman, some of you may be freshman, sophomore, junior. How many credits can you get for attending those 4 high school classes?
24.
How many?
24.
Yeah, up to 24. You're going to get 12 for the high school credits. If you do the 911 certification between the summer of your 11th and 12th grade year, you'll get 3 more credits. And then study hard, because if you qualify for dual enrollment, the sky's the limit. You could have at least half of your degree from Valencia by the time you come to Valencia. And we're waiting on you. We're ready for you. Once you come to Valencia, we've built pathway programs. It's a law enforcement academy track. We want you to go into that program for about a year, year and a half. You'll come to the police academy, the best police academy in the state of Florida, at Valencia, so be ready for it. Once you complete the police academy, you get 15 more credits. So you'll walk out of Valencia with your 2-year degree, your Associate's of Science degree in criminal justice, your police academy certification, and Chief Rolón is going to hire you on the spot. So get ready. Get ready, Chief. These are going to be the best recruits that you're going to have in field training in the near future, and we'll prepare them for that. So we're waiting on you. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice, though. From what I understand, there is a volunteer physical training component, right? A class that you can have on Thursday evenings. Do it. Jump into it. Don't hesitate. You need to get ready now. Strap on those running shoes and get ready for the physical demands of the police academy. That's a few years away, but it's going to come quick. So get ready for that as well. And we've already talked a little bit, the panel's talked about funding for this program. Commissioner Ortiz and I met a few months ago, and he actually made a significant donation to the Valencia Foundation for funding for your education. We're going to have another meeting this week or next week on the same issue. So we're hoping to really build up a nice fund in the Valencia Foundation for your education at Valencia. But we're waiting on you. We're ready for you. Again, join that physical training course, study hard, and come to us ready. And in a few years, you'll be highly educated, you'll be highly skilled, and you'll be the best police officers the Orlando Police Department's ever had. So thank you for allowing me to share a few words today. And next speaker is Executive Area Director of the High School Division for Orange County Public Schools, Dr. Marilyn Doyle.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and on behalf of Orange County Public Schools, I'd like to thank all our partners, Orlando Police Department, Valencia College, and Orlando Regional Realtors Association, who all have been working with us to make the Junior Reserve Law Enforcement Program a reality. For more than 150 years, Orange County Public Schools have been providing quality public education for the children of our county that grows up to be leaders of our communities. We are committed to the vision of ensuring that every one of our 206,000 students have a promising and successful future. We are excited to be offering a program that allows students to engage in community service, foster personal responsibilities, and prepare them for responsible leadership roles. This is just another example of the innovation and creative career paths that we are able to offer our students, and is with the help of our families and our community partners, like all of you here today, has confidently walked us in our mission to create enriching, diverse pathways that lead our students to success. This school year, we began the program for freshmen and sophomores at Jones and Lake Nona High Schools. We currently have 300 students enrolled in Junior Reserve Law Enforcement Program at both of these schools. And to tell you more about our programs, we have with us today our Lake Nona High School principal. The proud principal of Lake Nona is Martha Chain, and the principal of Jones High School, the proud principal, is Allison Kirby. And they will give you more about the programs and this initiative that we have embarked on. And thank you so much to our partners for helping us with this, and our students, they look fantastic. Thank you. So Martha Chain. Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to tell my kids how good they look. Lions always look good. Tigers too.
Just a little bit about the program. First of all, I do want to thank everybody and their partnership. This couldn't have been possible without all the names that you've heard today, especially Dr. Border, Dr. Jenkins, and the school board who supported this program. I especially want to thank the kids who believed in it, because when I went around and surveyed the kids, it was overwhelming the number of students who wanted to participate. At Lake Nona alone, we have 201 students. Here's something that's really neat: 105 are females, 96 are gentlemen. I especially want to thank our teacher. He's a retired OPD officer, Darnell Hill. He's doing a fabulous job. He's won the kids over. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us today. And I especially want to thank our school resource officers who have partnered up with the kids. They go out, they visit the kids, and they have taken the lead when it comes to the voluntary PT program after school. Right now, we have over 90 students who've signed the waiver. We consistently have 13 students there going. We hope to get more students to participate. We just bought them, I'm gonna spoil a surprise, we just got to get some equipment. So you get, see the big old eyes. So they're gonna get to show it off, and hopefully we'll get some more kids. And as football season ends, we might have some more kids participate, because it does trample a little bit with the athletic program. I want to give a huge shout out to Corporal Hyatt, who is always just a text away should we need anything. And he's been a credible supporter of the program. Right now, as I said, we did target freshmen and sophomores. We did have 3 juniors who begged and begged and begged to be in the program, and we allowed them in the program. Next year, at the rate we're going, if anybody's retiring, Lake Nona might need a second teacher, so you could reach out. Because the kids love it, and as soon as these kids show up in school in their uniforms next week, I cannot wait to see what the cheers will be in the building. But I'm very excited. It has been a pleasure opening up these doors to kids. Any opportunity where a kid can succeed, you know, Ms. Kirby will agree with me that our goal is to make sure that as students walk across the stage and they receive their diploma, that they have a plan. Whether they're going to a 4-year institution, they're going to technical school, or in this case, they're going into the law enforcement program. That would be my greatest joy, that they have a plan. And especially, I want to thank the parents who supported us today and throughout this program, and they support all the crazy ideas that we put together over at Lake Nona High School. It's been a complete pleasure. And Chief Rolón, I have to tell you personally, I have enjoyed whenever you come out to visit the school, because it has been such a treat that the kids get to see you. With that being said, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Ms. Kirby, who is the wonderful principal at the Jones High School.
Thank you, Principal Chang. So I do want to thank, our instructor is here, Ms. Mills, wave in the back. She's amazing, retired police officer, even though she looks way young. But the kids love her, and we couldn't do it without Mr. Hill and Ms. Mills to make this happen. So I want to thank my parents who are here. I see you guys. Thank you for all your support. Students, you look amazing, and I love seeing that the Lake Nona students are sitting with the Jones students, and so not only is it you're working in your own community, but getting to know other communities, so this is a chance for you to do that. Talking with Mr. Long, I thought about the reason why I was so adamant about having this program at Jones, because I believe the future of policing is people working in their own neighborhood. So one of our SROs, Officer Barker, he graduated from Jones, much like Commissioner Hill over there. Thank you for your support always. Officer Barker, because he's our SRO, he's on campus. He doesn't have, I was just talking, he doesn't have to chase anybody down. He knows your mom, he knows your grandma, he knows your cousin, and that's what's gonna happen when we have a law enforcement, be it their patrol or they're working the streets, whatever they're doing, they're investigating, they will know the community. We've seen that that works. And I hope when they see Officer Barker and they know, I went to Jones High School, this is what's gonna happen to you when you guys get out there. And I've just been so proud to see all the different aspects. I'm learning about all the different aspects that come with law enforcement, and it's simply amazing. And I agree with Principal Chang, when you come to school in those uniforms, I think JROTC is going to be a little jealous. So thank you to the city commissioners, especially Commissioner Hill, who is a tiger, and she's always very supportive. And thank you to the school board, and especially thank you to my kids. You look great. Thank you. And now I'll bring up Mr. Long, who was the dream child. It was in his head, and then he made it come to fruition. So I think we should give him a hand.
So everyone has said their piece, and I think I'm the only one up here on the dais that's been fighting back tears, trying to not cry. I'm so proud of you. I'm extremely proud of you. I want to thank our mayor for your support, Chief. Commissioner Ortiz, I've got your back. Commissioner Stewart Hill, thank you very much for the support that you have given every one of these children. I'm trying to suck it up, so you bear with me 1 second and I'll be brief. It's befitting that this year, the 50th anniversary of Disney, where Epcot was created, we have Epcot, which means the experimental prototype being the key word, community of tomorrow. And it was supposed to be about multiple communities from all over the world coming together as a blended community to show what we could all do when we're working together. Well, to every student out there, I want you to know that you are our Epcot. You are our prototype. You are tomorrow. I mentioned earlier that in the first iPhone, there was more technology in that phone than there was in the space shuttle. And from then on, now we're on the version 13, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, what you represent to this community is something far greater than you could have ever imagined. You are our future. You see, I don't have to ask you where Colonial is or OBT. I don't have to ask you where 528 or I-4 is. You know this community. You know where you're about to police. That makes you special. So on behalf of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association and our foundation and the 20,000 members that we represent, I'm here today to tell you that you are the hope of the future, and I am so proud of you. I wrote this in mind with my mother, who taught for 40 years, and my brother, who's in law enforcement, and the husband of my chief operating officer, who's in law enforcement back in Idaho. You're the blending of perfection. You're the utopia we've been waiting on, and I can't wait for you to finish this program and for you to hit the streets. Chief Rolón, well done. Guys, I love you. You have an awesome evening. Thank you very much.
We'll go ahead and open up for questions now. You said you had a few?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. So firstly, that was a beautiful speech, Mr. Long. I just wanted to direct this question to you. What was the impetus that made you want to push so much for this program, and how gratifying is it to see it come to fruition now?
George Floyd. And having a brother in law enforcement.
Can we trouble you to go back to the podium?
Yes,
so folks
the
can hear you?
microphone.
Sorry.
Microphone.
She'll have to ask the question again.
Sure, no problem. So what was the impetus to make you push for the program, and how gratifying is it to see it come to fruition?
The impetus was George Floyd and what was happening in our community, and seeing the light that our officers were placed in. I have daughters who graduated from high school here at West Orange. And I remember one day when my daughters were asking me, they know that we grew up I raised them in a household that admonishes law enforcement. But they also understand the plight of what's going on the streets. And so when my children asked me, Dad, can we go to the protest? And I was very hesitant, and I said, but yes, you can. Go and express your voice. And then when they went, as they were out there, an OPD officer who was on a bike had fallen. And the people around that officer were acting very negatively and aggressively and even approaching to harm the officer. And my daughters immediately said, that's not how this is supposed to be. We're all in this together. And the America we were headed towards, we can do better. So I love our officers. And I think that this is going to be the first generation of students who are going to erase a stigma in America. And that stigma that they're going to erase is that when something goes on, you don't run from the police, you run to the police. And if we can erase that stigma, then our communities will be better than ever. I can't tell you how I feel. It's a feeling. I was crying as I was sitting over there listening, because they represent the efforts of just trying. I didn't hit any no's from the dais. I didn't hit any no's from our school superintendent. I didn't hit any no's. There was no one out there that did not want to see this happen. And that's why Orlando is the city beautiful. That's why it's magic. That's why I love this place. And I hope that answers your question.
Do you have any others?
Yeah, sure. So my next question would be for Chief Rolón. Okay, so Chief Rolón, I wanted to get your perspective as, you know, someone that is in law enforcement, that is the police chief here. How gratifying is it for you, like being able to see like the development of a pipeline for younger folks to get involved in law enforcement?
So I think the Orlando Police Department has been a model agency to demonstrate what we always strive to do, especially when it comes to engaging with our youth, engaging with our future. But for us, it becomes really easy because we have the leadership that has always supported that traditionally here in the city of Orlando, more so today than ever before. But the fact that these kids, and I think a lot of credit also has to be given to their parents, are willing to become part of that process that will yield a future generation of potential law enforcement officers, that to me is just wonderful. The fact that over 300 students during the first year of this program at only 2 high schools, that is super impressive. And the fact that this could potentially, with the help of, because without the collaboration of our business community, we can't do this. If we get everyone to embrace the idea that we can use this as a model for all of our high schools here in Orange County and beyond, imagine what an impact that will have 5, 6, 7 years from now, right? It'll be huge. So it's an investment that we're making and an investment that we're already seeing that is exceeding our expectations, and what's ahead, I think, is far more greater than any one of us could have imagined or could imagine even today.
We good?
Okay.
Ready for the students?
All right, we'll have our pairs of students media over in the corner here close to repeat. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you very much.
Feels like bring the whole stand.